Good Tuesday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majewski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Studios with your weather update here on your August the 25th, 2026. Well, wrapping up our Tuesday, basking in the sunshine and one last dry day here across North Georgia before we see the return chances of rain going in for tomorrow. And we're also going to see a significant uptick in the chance for rain as we go into your Thursday and Friday. And we'll also give you a sneak peek look ahead for the weekend as well. Now, if you're new here to our channel, let me introduce myself as your personal weatherman on a mission to turn this into a professional 24-hour weather channel. And it's all about you guys. This channel belongs to you. So if you'd like to see that happen, all you got to do is subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit that notification bell so you're alerted on future content, as well as being alerted whenever we do exclusive live severe weather coverage here across North Georgia. All right, let's get into today's report, shall we? As we take a live look up into Lanaga, beautiful afternoon, a lot of sunshine once again as we got the low humidity dew point still staying down and very comfortable for the most part. And looking here in Brazelton, Georgia, outside my backyard, I'm currently sitting at 88 degrees and dew points are holding around 62, so still pretty comfortable out there. As we take a quick look out in the tropics, looks like we're going to get our next named storm, and coincidentally, whether you want to know it or not, our next named storm is Dolly. Of course, if you haven't heard the news, Dolly Parton did pass away today, so we may actually get our next named storm, Dolly, sometime this week. So we'll be watching that closely. This storm, I think, for the most part, should stay out to sea and we're going to turn up here to the north. So we'll be watching that system very closely. We got another one up here across the middle of the Atlantic. I'm not really worried about this one, as that one is definitely something that'll probably be moving away. So I'm not worried about that one right now. So looking at our local radar here, we're looking pretty quiet here across North Georgia. Got some showers down there across the southern portion of the state. You kind of see that down here down toward Americas and south of Macon, but you see a lot of North Georgia here looking quiet. And tomorrow will change. We'll see some rain just kind of coming back in here. I'm kind of favoring kind of in this zone in here for the best opportunities for rain. We'll see how it works out there for tomorrow. But again, I think the eastern zones will have the better chances, say, compared to, say, over toward Rome, for example. So just give you an idea of what I'm looking at. So looking at your regional radar here, again, looking at the scatter storms here down through Georgia, seeing that, and down into South Florida, down into Florida there, and a few down across portions of Florida Panhandle. Pretty quiet across Mississippi and Alabama for this afternoon, but we'll see the chances of rain increasing there as well in the days ahead. Satellite picture showing us, again, a lot of dry weather across our area. We had a few clouds this morning, kind of burned on off, and things looking nice. We still had still had some 50s out there this morning, a lot of 60s. At my house, we got down to 61 this morning, so very comfortable start to the day. No watches and warnings in the area to worry about other than the poor air quality. I mentioned yesterday I thought it was likelihood we'd see this for one more day, and maybe tomorrow, maybe not going to see that because the rain chance is coming back at us, but we definitely need a little rain to help give the atmosphere a bath across our area and kind of clean out some of those particulates that cause us headaches, especially in the late afternoon and early evening hours. Temperatures warming up nicely, already getting up near 90 degrees there in Atlanta, 89, and still holding up the 80s up across the mountains and 90s down to the south. So, relatively warm day. I think we'll kind of peak out into the lower 90s for a lot of folks and 80s up in the mountains. And the active weather is going to continue to stay to our south here as we go ahead for the next 3 days. Of course, that's where we're seeing the scattered storms currently, obviously down in this zone where they got a marginal risk for severe weather for today going into tomorrow morning. Going into Wednesday, you're seeing some active weather up toward the west of us. They definitely have upgraded this. This was a marginal yesterday, so they've upped that to a level 2. And then going into day 3, right now, don't have anything painted on there for Thursday, but that is subject to change. And of course, when it does, we'll make sure we keep you updated. Right now, just the general thunderstorm risk going into your Thursday. And Thursday and Friday are looking definitely wetter with the precipitation chances. All right, excessive rain outlook again. Obviously, today it's favored down to the south, but as we go in for tomorrow, we'll bring in the introduction of some isolated pockets of some heavy rain with scattered storms, especially late afternoon, early evening hours here across North Georgia. That'll continue into Thursday as well. And then on Friday, also staying up there. So we got, again, about a 5% chance to see some locally heavy downpours. And then Saturday, it looks like we start to back those off as the rain chances back off going into Saturday and Sunday. Not completely out, but just not as much coverage expected. All right, so let's look at our regional model here as we go ahead and get you through here for the next day. I'm going to slow this down here a little bit for you as we're kind of wrapping up our Tuesday. So everything's looking quiet in our area here. and then we'll see what happens going in for tomorrow afternoon. So as we go into tomorrow afternoon, seeing some activity starting to pop there. Again, we're kind of favoring that 400 corridor over toward the east. You're kind of seeing the isolated stuff starting to pop in there. So I've only got the rain chance at about 30% right now. So definitely favoring that zone in there. And then as we go into your Thursday, looks like we'll see a little more activity here kind of bubbling up here for the afternoon as we see that going on right there. It doesn't really look all that impressive right now, just some general chance of some rains, but you're seeing that going into your Thursday evening and then kind of firing up kind of late on Thursday, as you can see there over near Rome and kind of east of Atlanta there on Thursday. And then we'll see some storms. They're favoring some storms or even into the early morning hours there on Friday. They're kind of going across North Georgia. So again, we'll be looking at Thursday and Friday as our higher rain chance days before they back off going into the weekend, and probably just kind of a rinse and repeat forecast kind of going into early next week. So as we take a look at our weather maps here again, we're just going to look at a little bit of energy that's going to be kind of riding down this way and kind of enhancing that rain threat, especially going into those 2 days, going into Thursday and Friday. And then eventually we'll see things kind of back off a bit as we go into early next week. So, and temperatures will continue to run for the most part a little bit above normal for this time of year. So local forecast tomorrow going 90-69. So obviously not quite as comfortable as it was this morning. 30% chance of a few thunderstorms out there. Morning lows, going to see some 60s up in the mountains still. 70s for everybody else as that humidity and that dew point starts to slowly climb back up here. And then going into your afternoon, again, looking at some hot and steamy weather. This model, the high resolution, is popping 94 in Atlanta, so definitely warm there. 91 in Athens, 90 in Calhoun. So again, we're supposed to be cooling back through the 80s, and we're staying on the hot side with above normal temperatures here going into tomorrow. So that's going to stay kind of steamy out there, and we'll be waiting for a few of those afternoon storms to cool some of us off. Not everybody. Again, it'll be kind of who wins the rain lottery for the day on your Wednesday. Regionally looking like this as we take a look at your forecast here going into your Wednesday. So let's go take this look as we go into your Wednesday morning here. And as you can see, we got temperatures mostly in the 70s here across the south. Got some 60s up in the mountains though, up there in the Smokies, like 61 in Nashville and things like that. And then the afternoon still looking very steamy across a lot of the south, especially out there toward the west. Look at those temperatures over in Mississippi. Yeah, 99. It's all over the place there. 102 in Little Rock, 103 in Monroe. I know they're tired of those hot temperatures, and everybody's kind of waiting. When's that first fall air mass going to come down? I'm not seeing anything yet. Definitely not in August. I think August we're going to continue to stay on the hot side. All right, rest of the 7-day forecast. Again, we got the highest rain chances on Thursday and Friday, subject to any kind of minor changes there, about a 70% chance. And then looks like we bring the rain chances down as we go into the weekend and temperatures start to come back up again in the low 90s going into the next week. So thunderstorms are back in the forecast, and you want to stay alerted on the latest weather changes out there. Go ahead and download our free weather app. Yeah, that's the word, absolutely free. Don't cost you anything. If you're an Apple user or an Android user, go to the Apple Store, Google Play, put in North Georgia Majestic Weather, download the weather app. It's a great app, man. A lot of folks, a lot of feedback I've gotten is that they really do love it. It alerts you when there's rain approaching your area, lightning nearby. It definitely has a future cast on the radar, give you an idea where the precipitation may be going. Satellite imagery, power outage maps, great app. Go ahead and download this. And it's brought to you by our weather app sponsor, Roof It Forward out of Woodstock, Georgia. If you've been putting that off and not gotten that roof taken care of, give these guys a call. I promise you won't regret it. They'll give you great customer service, quality craftsmanship, and they give a portion of every job back to local children's charity. Again, thank you to Roof It Forward for being our weather app sponsor. All right, that is y'all's update here for this afternoon. Again, a little down. It's tough kind of hearing that Dolly Parton had passed away. My family had gone up to Dollywood for years, and both my girls are a little upset right now. So anyway, God bless Dolly Parton, and I'm definitely going to be enjoying her music for the years to come. She definitely left an impression and a legacy. All right, again, appreciate you guys checking us out here on the channel. Go ahead and become part of our weather family if you could. Please hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that notification bell so you're alerted on all weather updates. All right, that'll do it for today. Y'all be good, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. You guys enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Bye-bye.